Hey, fire starters, it is October 20th. We have 11 days left in the month, which I swear, like this year is faster than, and I say this every year, but this year is faster than any other year. I feel like each month goes even faster. We have a ton to cover, which is super exciting. I'm really glad for all of you who are able to jump on live and all of you who are watching the recording. Okay, so first I want to go over leadership. I had a couple of friends there, Joy Harrington, who actually is from Denver. So she and I connect pretty regularly. This was her first year there. We were at the Diamond Retreat together last year, and she was a 1-star. And she was at leaders, like had qualified as a 5-star with all her points for leadership this year. So totally amazing. Trina was there, Teresa, Julianne, Kim. And then there were some people who we don't hear about a lot because they achieved 5-star a long time ago. And so they're still 5-star qualification, but we don't hear their names a lot. So like Sarah Morrison was there and Tracy Granada was there. So you don't have to be elite to go to leadership. You just have to be a 5-star diamond for the year. I think it's even with like only 10 elite points, which is crazy. But so elite goes first and they have their own little training and parties, and the rest of the week is for the 5-stars and above. They do announce new things, which is always why I'm really paying attention to what they're posting. So first of all, Bar Blend, we knew it was coming out because they announced it at Summit, but they actually got to do a workout 2 mornings in a row with the trainer. I wasn't sure how I felt about it. I mean, it's great. Bar is super great, but I wasn't sure how I felt about it with my niche because we tend to be kind of like harder worker outers, if that makes sense. But the girl said, and I've done this, like some of you used to work out with me at Spark, like Sonia's bar class made you soar. So it's just soar in a different way. It's not high impact the way that people are used to, but you still really work your muscles. So what did I write down about that? They all said like they didn't feel like it was too hard during the workout, and then they couldn't move afterwards. So that's always a good sign. Let's see, it is going to, so it launches for coaches on December 3rd through the 15th. That's our window to see it ourselves. And then it'll be on the 16th available to customers. She's going to do a coach group from the 6th to the 26th of January. And then VIP access starts on the 13th. So we buy it in December, but don't get access till January again. And then this is the crazy thing. So it hits, VIP access is January. It doesn't hit BOD till June. So it's like a huge gap, which I think is good because there's sometimes where the gap is really short and people are like, I'll just wait. But bar is huge right now. So if there are people who want to do it and they're wanting to get in a January routine, like you can say like, you can start now or you can start in June. So awesome with that. The other thing that like I was so excited about, 10 round. I don't know if you guys saw it at all. It's going to be Joel Freeman, 10 round. It's boxing based, which is like my heart. And he's getting boxed by a boxing coach and he's doing boxing. There's no equipment needed in terms of the boxing portion of it. It's like shadow boxing. So kind of like core de force, body weights, which boxers actually do. People think it's all on a bag, but a lot of it is shadow boxing based in combinations. It's a 6-week program and there are 5 workouts per week. So you get 2 rest days, which is awesome. And 3 of the days are boxing and 2 of the days are lifting. And then their workouts are 30 to 40 minutes. So it's another really short workout, which people also really love. And people really like Joel, and he's just down to earth. And it's like just basic stuff. Like I love Morning Meltdown 100, but my husband can't do it because he's like, there's so much dancey stuff. Like he can't figure out how to move his arms and legs and all that at the same time. Boxing takes a little bit of coordination, but when you're doing the same combo for a minute or 2 minutes or whatever, people can get it down. So it's a little bit easier for that. And I forgot to say for Bar Blend, it is 40 unique workouts. So they're all different. And they're also 30 to 40 minutes a day. It does use weights, 1 to 5 pound weights, but it didn't say in the FAQ how many days per week it is. So all of this will be kind of evolving with the information that we get. So Bar Blend and 10 round. So now we know like our January launch and our March launch. 10 round is a really crazy launch structure again. So we'll just have to be really focused in it. I think that's a great program to, actually I think they're both really great that we could do bigger launch groups for, because there's a huge niche for bar and there's a huge niche for boxing and lifting. So for 10 round, coaches get access on March 9th. And we have access for just coaches through the 22nd. Customers can get it on the 23rd. The VIP access actually launches on April 6th. And then there's a coach group from the 6th to the 19th with Joel, like a training group. And it doesn't hit BOD till October. So like that's a huge, like October 1st, people get access. So it's another one where we have a huge potential to be like, when people start seeing you do it, like maybe we start a launch group and we do a second kind of launch group. So once they see it and get excited about it, they're like, I want to do that. And you're like, well, you can join me now, or you can, you'll have access to it in October. So for current customers. I wrote down more stuff. I'm like going backwards and forwards on my page. Oh, so they're also doing a program called 4 Weeks of the Prep, which is a prep workout for the work. So anybody who buys the work or gets the VIP digital access, all of that stuff, they automatically get it. I think you can get it by itself, which I don't really understand why you would do that for like $50. I think it launches January 3rd. I don't know why I wrote that. I'll have to check that. 1, 3. Yeah. So it's meant to do before the work. It's 11 workouts and it's repeated for 4 weeks. So there must be rest days in there. What did I write? Oh, so yeah, it's included if you buy the work package, and it's meant to get people who didn't pass the fit test or aren't quite sure or think it's a little bit hard to get there. It does have a modifier. So I think that's really good, because I think some people have seen the work and been like, oh my God. I mean, I might be one of those people. It's like, oh my God, that looks really hard. I don't know if I want to do that. But I might start with 4 weeks of the prep. They got to taste the new Beach Bar, which is our first vegan beach bar. It's an almond crunch, and it launches December 3rd. So we'll all have access on December 3rd to the new beach bar. I think it's really great to be able to have a vegan option for people, because right now we don't. And people said it kind of tasted like a chocolate Rice Krispie treat, which I am totally down with. Because some people don't really like the was it cherry almond? I do. And some people can't eat peanut butter, so it's been kind of a toss-up. So I think to have a more kind of a basic flavor is really good, and to also have the vegan option. And then the last thing they talked about, so they're changing up BOD and the Challenge Tracker app a little bit to make it a little bit more cohesive, which I think is awesome. So they're actually going to have BOD challenger groups. So somehow it's converging. Share Cart is going to be straight to there. So I think somehow in the Challenge Tracker app, you'll be able to share what they need for a specific group if you're doing month-to-month groups. You should be also able to do it if you are doing a year-long group, and just be able to send it out from there. You'll be able to work out through the Challenge Tracker app, so you won't have to go to 2 different places to like get to your workout or get to the group. And they're trying to figure out, the group experience will evolve over time. So they're going to try to make it kind of a more social space like Facebook or Instagram. And then they're working on ways to make it able to track better and then to share better with your workouts, which I think is great. The more we can make it like the social platforms, the more people are likely to engage. And the less places we have to have them go, like Share Cart or the BOD app and the Challenge Tracker app, the more likely that they'll be successful in engaging. So those are the notes I have. There were a ton of speakers, and my friends took videos for me, so I'll share those in the page as I get them, kind of with some highlights from there. So anybody have questions on that? It's like there was so much. They always do that, and that's why one of the reasons we were like, oh, I wish I was there, because they're launching all these things and I want to know about it and be there, and they have such great speakers. I'm super excited about the New Leaders Conference in February, because they usually launch a couple other things. So anything? Anybody?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I actually a ton of questions, but
yeah, that's good. Questions are good.
Let's start. So when you're talking about the challenge tracker So Wendy, that's what I have been going on in the morning, right? And I see your main post at the very top, and you talk about your the habits right now.
Yep.
Which is great. And Lori, I've seen you there and just responding. And I think that's really cool and fun because I'm here by myself. So this is really like, oh my God, I've got people.
Yeah.
But what you're talking about, if I understand correctly, then is that Beachbody On Demand has its own huge group of everybody in all groups. Is that right? And now they want to
So right
blend
now,
all our little.
it's not really a big group. I mean, it'll say to you when you log in how many people are working out at the same time as you, and it'll show your coach's last post from the challenge tracker. I think they're just going to put both into one app. So when you go into Wendy's group, you can press your workout straight from there. So you don't have to go to Beachbody On Demand to get to your workout and then go into Wendy's group to be able to log in for the day. It'll all just be in one place.
And you can place your order, whatever you want to do from there.
Mm-hmm. All through the same spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm like, whew, every time they come out with something like Share a Cart was great because we used to just have to send people links for things and we weren't able to group things together, and now we can create a whole cart for them. So they're always evolving and changing and trying to make it easier. They ask us a lot for feedback, which is great. So yeah, they're always growing. Anybody else excited about 10 round? Is it just me? Just the boxer and me? I'm just like, yes.
No, I totally am. I think that would be awesome. I love all these new programs. It's so great.
That's not what I thought they'd be launching next. So I'm like, yes, because they told us they wouldn't do Core de Force again. Pretty much if they do a live format of something, they don't do a second version of it, or there was something that we had like a 2.0 of, or like Insanity had so many different versions of it. So this is like their way to reappeal to that group, which is super exciting. Okay, so I want to talk about how to build a team today, which whether you're new or old, 1 month in, 2 years in, 4 years in, is kind of always a hot topic because coaches get the best results because we're in it for the long term. We talk about that for a lot of the time that we talk. When we talk to challengers about joining, we're trying to get them to do 30 days. We're trying to get them excited about making that life change. And they can be in your challenge group forever, but being on these Zooms and growing yourself as a person and impacting your family, your community globally is a much bigger picture. And there's so many people out there that don't know what that is, or how we offer it, or how we do it, or who we are, or any of that stuff. And it's because there's a lot of MLMs out there and there's a lot of direct sales out there. And I truly believe, like in my heart and soul, that we are different. Not to say that they're bad and what they're doing is bad, because I want to support all the women who are trying to be entrepreneurs from home. But I feel that what we do is different, and we kind of get packaged into the same group. So I watched a video on the Beachbody Champions page, because if you guys aren't in there, like there's so much knowledge being thrown down there all of the time. And I can't even keep up with all the videos. So if you can't, that's fine. I weed through and figure out what I feel like we need to hear at the time, and then I'll talk to you guys about it. And there were a couple of good ones this week, but then I also wanted to cover what was said at leadership. So the first one is belief. And I think this is hard because we're all here because we have a belief in the products, right? We have a belief in the systems, and we have a belief that what we offer works, but you have to believe in your own purpose as a coach, right? Not just because you had great success or not, you have to believe that you are worthy of being a coach, that you have what it takes to mentor other people, that you have value to give outside of the programs and the products. So that's the first step, is like owning that you are worthy of being a coach, which is hard because that's what I talk to when I'm reaching out to people on Instagram. They'll say like, oh, I don't know if I could lead other people, right? And sometimes it takes being in a challenge group and seeing what that's about to let them see that they can do that, right? But when you're starting this process and you're already like, okay, I can be a coach, I can help 3 people a month, or I can help my family. It doesn't have to be huge and scary and grandiose, but you have to have belief in yourself that you're worthy of leading other people. So that's something that we can also pass on to others in our messaging and in our challenge groups. 2, once you have that belief, you have to figure out, and we this is something we've covered quite a bit, is like, what is your unique voice? Like, what is it that you're sharing? Who are you? What makes you worthy to lead? What gets you excited about the opportunity? What gets you excited about health and fitness and mindset? And you have to start thinking, because we're really good at offering what we do in terms of challenge groups. But who is it that you want to help in terms of business? Who is it that's sitting at home and could really benefit from community? Who is it that is sitting at home or going to the gym because they want that connection to fitness that could really benefit from this in terms of making more financially, but in terms of community as well? So you have to believe in yourself, and then you have to figure out what's your voice, not just in terms of join my challenge group, but like, who am I trying to talk to like, who do I want in my tribe? Because you'll find in the beginning people, and it's the same with challenge groups, in the beginning people are just trying to get people to join them, and then you may end up with people on your team who don't mesh, and that's not any fun. Like, there's no point in signing up people just to sign up people. It's not why we're here. Like, you want a tribe, you want people that you don't mind sharing a bed with at Summit. Like, Wendy knows, just like, we're just all going to crash into bed together. And like that, you want people that you're comfortable with enough to be wearing your PJs with and see you in the morning and all of that stuff. So find your unique voice. And then, yeah, I'm still coughing. I just don't think it's going to go away. But so once you do that, you have to be ready to take massive action on those 2 things. Like, think about your belief, write it down, figure out why you're excited, and then maybe write down or really focus on who it is you want to talk to, and then get ready to take some massive action on it. So that can be through boot camps. There are a lot of people who find their best coaches through their boot camps. And that just comes from modeling the behavior that you want, asking them to do some of the behavior that you want, like asking them for help on certain things. Like, hey, you've been in my boot camp now for 3 months. Would you mind posting your meals this week? Or would you mind sharing this or that from this week? So that they start modeling some of the behaviors that a coach does, so that when you reach out for them, or when you reach out to them, they're not like, I could never do that, because you can say, yeah, you already have. Like, you've been inspiring in the people in the group. Hey, Nance, for the last 3 months, and I've asked you to step up because I've seen something in you, and so they don't feel like it's so kind of out of the blue and they wouldn't know how to do it. There are some people who are successful in the business who came at it straight from the business, like Joy Harrington, who I mentioned, who was at Leadership. The lady who I was watching do this video had never tried the products or programs before they became a coach. It was the same with me. I became a coach, had not even tasted Shakeology or done a Beachbody program. Except Beachbody Live. Like I think I had done Turbo Kick. That might have been it, Turbo Kick. So there are people on both sides, people who will come at it through fitness and people who are just interested in the business opportunity. You have to invite 10 times more than you think you need to invite. Like, if you are finding yourself not hitting Success Club, which, remember, Success Club is just actually like a measure of the people that we're helping. But if you're not hitting the goals that you set for yourself, then you've got to talk to more people. And it sounds a little bit scary, but if you go back to that belief and really thinking about how you can serve other people and who you want to help, then it gets a lot less scary. So seriously, 10 times the amount of people that you think you need to reach out to. And if you're not having that many comments and likes on your posts, then start digging into hashtags that really mesh with who you are as a person. Not like fit girl or like fitspiration, but like Wendy does a lot about hiking. I do boy moms, boxing, Chihuahua moms, like people who, I think Wendy froze, so she'll come back. People who mesh with you, and go in there and just like look at their picture. If they interest you, click on them really fast. look through their first 6 pictures and kind of what they talk about, and then follow like 3 of their pictures and move on. And that will build your tribe of who's following you, because the right people will follow you back, and then they'll start engaging with you, and then you'll have more people to engage with on your posts. If you hop on one of those people's pages and you're like, oh my gosh, this person is amazing, comment on one of their pictures. Like, a lot of times I'll just go through and like stuff, but I don't want it to feel forced that I'm commenting on one of their pictures, right? Like, I don't mind starting an interaction with them, but I'm not going to say something just to say something, because that feels weird and not authentic to me, which is not who we are as a tribe and as a team. But then if there is something to message them about, I'll message them like, oh my gosh, where did you get those pants? Because I'm obsessed with activewear. Like, those kind of things I will reach out and say to them. And then we talked about this, I think last week, you have to share the business. Like, we're really good at sharing our workouts and our meals and our stories, but it's hard to share the business. So share things about the business. If you're not running your own group, you can still share the group. Take a video, like scroll through the challenge tracker app of check-ins for the day and do a little recording and be like, look at my Fit Fam and all these amazing people who checked in on getting healthy today. Because then they can kind of see what you do as a coach, or what you're a part of as a coach. Recognition. So when I put up boards or recognize people in the page, if you don't have a team to recognize, can you hear me? I'm having like weird feedback.
There's a feedback.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know what that is. I just wanted to make sure, because sometimes I freeze. You can share those things too. Like we talked about that last week, like transformations, coach transformations, challenger transformations. They don't have to be yours, because we are all one tribe, right? We are all on this mission together. So yesterday I shared Barbie Haven, who's a friend of mine, and she hit team leader on the leadership ladder, and someone shouted her out. And so I took that and I shared it, because I'm super excited for her, and I tagged her on Instagram. But share those things, because people need to see growth, and maybe your downline doesn't have that yet, but it doesn't have to be your downline. Like, share who you want to be and where you're going and where you're growing and all of that, and the people that you're connected to, so they can see that. Also, just being a storyteller. There's a great book called, I think it's The Storyteller Brand. It's called, I'll have to get it and post it, but it just talks about how to, oh, am I frozen? No, okay. I'm like, sometimes I freeze and sometimes you freeze. But about how to figure out what parts of your story you want to share and how to kind of breadcrumb those pieces. So one of the girls I was listening to said sometimes she talks about paying off student debt. She's a lot younger than I am. And so she was talking about how that's a real stressor for people in her age group, about paying off student debt, or talk about car payments, or talk about, like for me, I started my own IRA just out of this business. So being able to fund that each year myself is huge. This weekend, and it sounds kind of silly, but I was like, I want to treat my family to the pumpkin patch and the pumpkins and going out to lunch. Like, I want to feel like I gave that to them. So I used my business money for that. So there's little things that you can share about that, or how coaching has affected where were you before, where are you now, where are you going. So people are very, and that's one thing I think we don't share enough. Like, we're really good about where we were and where we are. We share our transformations, but share where you're going. Like, what is your goal? Who do you want to help? Where are you going to be in 5 years? How is that going to change your family's life? Do you have a dream of taking your family on a vacation somewhere? Do you have a dream of paying off your mortgage? Like, because people want to get on a train that's going somewhere. So create that vision for them too, along with breadcrumbing who you are now, all of that. And why coaching and being a part of this has changed it and given you the drive and the desire and the momentum to make that shift and want to get to that place. So then comes inviting. So you have belief, your voice, action, and then inviting, which is, we talk about this a lot, and we shift up how we do it a lot. And that's important, because you don't want to stay stuck in a way that isn't serving you. And also because social media is constantly changing, we have to change up inviting. So Usually the way that I do it is I invite, and then I send out a video of some kind, like a third-party tool. For my challenge groups, I have, I put the Canva link up there of the kind of PDF that I created about what my groups are. And I actually made that into a landing page because I was having trouble with the link. So people can go to the landing page and look on MailChimp. It was free. I just took those graphics from Canva and put them in there. So it was super simple. If you need help with that, I can help you. So I have a super quick link I can send them about what it is and how much it costs and where my heart is and why I think the team is the best and all of that. And then jump on a call. I think in the first couple of years of my business, I was really scared to talk to people who I didn't know or who weren't local and I had just met on Instagram one-on-one. And now I'm much more, once they say they're interested and they've watched it, I'm like, great, when can we chat? You can do a Zoom like this because the first 30 minutes are free. You can hop on a phone call, but letting them hear your heart and your voice is huge. And even in a world where like you may be talking to a stranger, I mean, they've probably been following you for 2 years, so they're more strange to you than you are to them, but letting them just hear the passion and excitement and why you think they'd be a great fit and all of that comes across so much better with your own voice than in text. So try to get them on a one-on-one call. And then so they've already seen your video about what is coaching. So we have that 4-minute video from Tina that kind of explains it. You can send that. There's a video in the back office. You can send that. You can make your own. I am trying to create 2 short little videos. One that's aimed at fit pros, like personal trainers that I talk to, and one that's just aimed at moms that share my story and why coaching affected me that are 5 minutes or less. And then I can send them that because we know that it's the stories that really affect people and make them want to join versus facts. So usually people will hear and they'll be like, well, after that, how much does it cost? And it's a lot easier to talk to them about that once that they've bought into who you are and what you're doing. So have some kind of video you can send. And then on that call, it does not have to be super intense because people get overwhelmed really easily. So ask them 3 questions. What made you curious? Like why now? What parts of it excite you? And then because they're already excited, they've talked about why they're excited, you can say, what questions do you have? Like, where are you coming from? What questions do you have? And then finishing with, I know you probably want to think about it because there's most people, even when they've just talked to you, are like, I need to think about it for a little bit, or I need to talk to my spouse, or there's something. Say, I know you probably want to think about it. So on a scale of 1 to 5, how are you feeling right now? 1, not sure. 5, like, I'm so ready, I want to jump in. So you yourself can gauge where they're at. And then have a game plan set up. So say, I'm going to reach out to you in 2 days, or I'm going to reach out to you in 1 day. Like, let them know you're reaching back out to them after you've had that conversation. And just a caveat to that, there are some people who don't want to jump on a one-on-one call with a stranger. So I have a girl right now that I'm talking to about coaching, and I'm like, we should chat this week. And she's like, I'm much better at reading messages. And I'm like, okay, like we need to build trust a little bit more. And so that's fine. I will message you. And I might invite her to a team call or something so she can get a sense of who we are and our vibe, because she needs to see that it's not just me scarily selling things from my basement or something. I don't know. So like sometimes the one-on-one call works and sometimes you still have to build a little bit more. But in any case, you can say like, I'm going to follow up with you in 1 day. I'm going to follow up with you in 2 days, so that they know that you have belief in them, that you're excited about them joining. Adding that into that is great too. Like, I think you would be so great at this. And I can't wait to talk to you in a day. I'll give you a day to think about it. I'll give you 2 days to think about it. And then once they sign up, you have to have a game plan, because what some of the top coaches that I've been listening to are saying, like, the difference between people who sign up business builders and the people who don't sign up business builders is the game plan you have when they first sign up. So we now have the coach workshop, which Wendy and Nancy and whoever showed up that day did. I was still prepping the diamond call, which is great. I love that. I think that national wake up call was awesome. I think having a 2-week thing where they just focus on the vital behaviors and then don't have to think about anything else is awesome, where they just are thinking about posting and getting in those daily tasks that they need to do, and then talk to them about Success Club. Maybe, like she said, piecemealing in a little bit of what those things are, but not hyper focusing on them, because it just becomes jargon that they don't understand. So having that 2 weeks, so go back. First, have an invitation email. Get like a welcome email that lists like where they need to be a part of, that you're excited that they're there, that it's about self-care, and that they'll be getting an invite to the coach workshop, because we can't just add them because it's in the tracker. So just that they know to look out for it, that you'll be introducing them in the team page, and that they need to pick a program for them to do so that they're like set and ready to go on those things. And then have them do the 2 weeks, and then jump into our training that we have on Thinkific that's a little bit more tied to the business and how to do it. And then you can decide if they need to be in the Rockstar Fit training, which is amazing. And the type of personality that I am, the blue, that would be like perfect for, like, give me all the classes. Like, I'm just going to do everything all the way along. Some people that might be too much, and there are some people who just the coach workshop may be enough. Like, they may just get in there, get the ball rolling, and you can one-on-one talk to them about, like, if they're doing those things, they may hit Success Club before you've talked to them about what Success Club is. And that's awesome, because you could be like, hey, you hit Success Club. You helped 3 people. That's what we do this month. And it makes it much more tangible because they've already done it, and they don't understand. Like, they don't have to understand it outside, like, all these things we try to hit. So having a game plan. What?
Oh, sorry. So Nancy was taking screenshots of, she got in the group of that gal that runs those workshops.
Oh, you did?
So we were kind of using her wording. Yeah. So anyway, so I revamped everything. I don't know if you've been in there.
I haven't jumped in yet.
Anyway, but yeah, I mean, she does say, we want you in the next 2 weeks to help one person, within that 2-week period. And then then 1 will become 3 will become 5. So anyway, so she kind of gets the ball rolling there. So I thought she did a really nice job on that. So we are going to start our first one. The prep day is actually going to be like Friday night. And then we have Saturday and Sunday, and then we'll start Monday. So yeah, so the 25th. So if you guys have anybody, anyway, it'll be kind of our testing period to see how it goes and see if it's,
I think it'll be good, because even if we're all in there doing it, it holds us accountable. And I think, like she said, running one every 2 weeks is really good. We do have to decide, like, are we just going to create a new one like she does every time? You know what I mean? Or are the same people going to see it if we just restart it every 2 weeks with the prep, it's fine either way. We just kind of have to judge that. I think it's really great. Like Wendy and I were talking about re-engaging coaches who have taken a step back. It's a really great place to do that. Like, don't worry about anything else. Just jump in. Like, the whole team's in there. That's how we stay accountable to our daily trackers and our actions. So I think that's awesome. I love that too, because I do think having benchmarks is really important. Like, help one person this week. Help, so that they build and they get that success. I think talking to people about already having in mind 2 people that they want to help right away is really helpful, because those first wins are super, super crucial. So even if they're not thinking about necessarily building a team yet, if they're thinking about helping their mom or their sister or their cousin or their roommate, and they're going to sign them up with a coach discount, they're like, okay, they just start to get it because they're already doing it. So yeah, I love having like introductory welcome email, which is in the file section of our Team Firestarters page. Send that out. Do not make it overwhelming, because people get overwhelmed. So mine is like super, super short and has 3 bullet points. And now I'm going to change it. So right now it says like, get into the Thinkific group. It'll be like, get into the coach workshop. And then when they're done with like the last 3 days of the coach workshop, we can be saying like, get ready for, you're jumping into the training next. This is super exciting. So they're not overwhelmed by it, but they're excited about it. Then they move into that. And then you can, like I said, feel out where they need to go next. Like maybe they're on fire and they don't need it, and you can wait to have them join Rock the Basics, or what's it called now? Rock the Business, until they hit that 3-month point where they're like, oh my gosh, I've asked all of my closest family. And because there is a point where it gets a little bit harder, and you have to get past that point of scariness of inviting people who aren't your closest people, and then that will reinstill belief in them. So then the last point on this one is that recognizing that it takes time. They say there's a 3-year sweet spot. I am just now back to that because I restarted my business 2 years ago, about coaching and like finding your voice and figuring out who you're talking to and realizing who's going to stay from who you originally talked to. Like I've told you guys before, my original diamond looks nothing like my downline right now. I've had a diamond quit. Like there are things like at diamond level quit. So you never know what's going to happen or who's going to be there. But at 3 years, you start to like feel momentum. So know that you're in it for the long haul, not just for yourself. This is a lifelong change and a lifelong lifestyle and a lifelong tribe that you have. And it's awesome because new things keep launching to keep us here and excited and going. And that you will get better at finding your voice, and you'll get better at knowing who you want to be in your tribe, because when you have those one-on-one chats with people, like you're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you. You want, you want the right people beside you, because otherwise they're energy vampires and they're like draining to you, and that makes no sense. Like Wendy and I have talked about this before. We both had people even in our families that we had at the beginning, and we're like, I don't want them. Like they quit, and that's fine because it wasn't a good match. Like this is not who I want my tribe to be. It doesn't work. If they want help, awesome. I will totally help my family, but that's not who I'm meant to run with. And I think if you come that way too into this, like I'm getting a sense of you're getting a sense of who I am. Like it lets them know that you're legit and you're not just trying to sign up everybody who raises their hand, So just also knowing that you're thinking about the long term. So that is the notes I have on that. Who has questions? Who is thinking about, so now we're 2 weeks after November, so we should be thinking about our November groups, or even if you're in someone else's group, inviting to whatever that group is going to be. I did want to show you. I think I can show you.
And what was that lady's name again? I need to buy that.
Here, I'm going to show you I'm trying to expand my screen, but it's like trying to end the meeting. Hold on. I think I can share my screen. Hold on. So I can show you what she gave me. It may take me a second. So the November stuff for her launches the 23rd, where we'll have access to all the stuff. She gave us, you may have seen on my story, she gave us a couple sneak peeks of what it was going to be. So I used one and made my own story template. Because I wanted to get started a little bit faster. So here, let's see if I can share. Let's see if my internet is fast enough to share my screen. Oh, remember last time this didn't work? That's what happened, right? Oh, God. Let's see if it'll work. Okay, I have so much open. Can you see this?
It's just your main keep dreaming.
Oh, Lord. All right. Well, anyway, I will actually share them this time right after I get off. I don't know why the update did that. I'm going to stop sharing my screen then.
Yeah, I need simplicity now. I'm kind of
it's amazing. So I'll just open it.
Like my habits thing, but I was like, holy.
Yeah. So like in the October group, we got cover photos. So she gave us a couple options of Facebook group cover photos, and then ones if you're in the Challenge Tracker app, because they're different sizes, with the wording on it. And then so she gave us all of our daily posts in a Word document. And then next to that is the daily graphics, and it has like the date and the day of the week, so that when you're going into the Challenge Tracker app, you don't need when you have to do the little scheduling button, I always get lost at like, oh my God, am I like day 3? Like what day am I on? And so that's all there, and they're all really well done. There have been some times where I've looked into other trainings or things and I'm like, the graphics don't look nice enough, and like it would take me a long time to do it, but I still want better stuff on there, and it's a good mix. So she'll have recipes on a day, she'll have fit tips on a day, she'll have Shako recipes is your daily post, which is really nice. So she had like Shako lantern, which is like a pumpkin thing this week. This month they're all working on fall in love with you behaviors. So there's 31 different behaviors they can work on this week. And once a week I ask them to tell me what self-care activities they did off the list, which I didn't even have to come up with myself, which is amazing. And then I'm trying to tell you, she gives you so much stuff, it's crazy. She gives you an option to do Spirit Week. So she has a bingo card for you if you want to do that for them. And then a regular Spirit Week where she has an extra like graphic post for each day of a challenge to do. And even like the Saturday winner is, and the posts for Spirit Week if you want to do a Spirit Week. She has your weekly meal plan. So every week I upload a special meal plan for my challengers that I did not create, and has all really pretty pictures behind it, and gives the 2B mindset and the container counts for each recipe. Just like blows my mind.
And
she doesn't give,
She comes up with new ones like
each week.
Each week for every month.
Each group.
Holy cow! Wow.
So she doesn't give those to us all at the beginning. She gives like it's in a Google Drive. So it's like a week before I go in and I get it, and I share it with my challengers on Friday and say like, here's our meal plan for next week. Let me know if you have any questions. She gives you a newsletter template and the wording, so you can send out a mass email to your customer list that goes along with what your theme is for the month. Recognition graphics, both for IG stories and to do on Facebook or in your app that match the graphics. Check-in graphics. So she has one she has check-in posts, and then she has a daily check-in post or a weekly check-in. I use the weekly. So on Sundays, I just say, here's our weekly check-in, because if you're on the app, they're already checking in daily. So I don't feel the need to have like another post. And then she has a crazy amount of bundled images for sharing other products. So she has the Glow and Go, which is so cute, and I'm going to put it up because I can't share it with you right now. It's Collagen, Hydrate, and Energize, and it says like $148.85, and it shows them like how to get better skin and glowiness, so you can put that up for product information. She has one for sore muscles. She has one for a sports mom, which is Energize, Hydrate, and Beach Bars. And there's posts about that you can talk about it, and then the price if you bought all of them together, like so much extra stuff there. And she also has it for the UK, Canada, and the US. So if you started getting other people in your groups, you could share more. She has the IG templates that I told you about. So it's the like, you've seen them where it's like, this is what my group is going to be next month. This is what you get. And it slowly, each story adds one thing, like 7,000 plus workouts, customized meal plans. And it goes through. And then where you guys see, they put the numbers with people's names. She has all of those. This time she had a special pumpkin workout routine for people to post on Halloween, and then a Thanksgiving recipe guide. And it was like $14 for the month. Like, it's crazy. So she's called the MompreneurVA.com. I think her prices are going up a little bit because people are so excited about it. And we'll have to see, because we may all, not us, but like if more and more coaches start using this, all of our stories are going to look the same if we're using. So I have been tweaking her images a little bit, which is super easy because you can do it on Instagram stories itself. Like you can start adding like the GIFs, you can, add a little other pictures to it, all of that stuff. So, but it's really good content, which is the best part. And it makes you not have to think about all of those extra things, and then you can be putting your time into building your tribe. So Mompreneur VA, and I will, before I even go downstairs, post some of those pictures so you can just kind of see them. And you can buy 1 month, 3 months, 1 year. So. And if you're doing it together, you can share cost. Like there's lots of different ways to do it. So yeah. Anybody have any, Dina, you said you had a ton of questions. Do you have other questions?
Oh, I'm not muted. Okay, good.
Oh, no.
So that's just something that you learned about this Mompreneur VA.
Yeah. So once you get to the diamond level, you're in another Facebook page, and we share a lot of like what we're doing. And like I led the Zoom last week, or we'll post our challenge group tools or any of those things. So another diamond, put it up there. There are things. So as a new coach, you don't even need that because there's challenge group guides in the back office that are totally free.
Okay.
But having been in it for 5 years, you start being like, oh my God, like I don't even know what to write today because I've done this so much. Or if you're not, like Wendy right now is using the Atomic Habits book. So that really helps if you have a book, but you're still having to create the content out of that book. So it's nice to have something to go to, and the meal plans and the pretty graphics, because some of us are super good at graphics and some of us graphics take time. Like I'm a perfectionist. And so what she can do in 1 minute takes me like an hour and a half to make the pretty graphics. So yeah, I could get there, but my time is better spent doing other things. So it's something you kind of figure out along the way too, like where's my time more valuable, or can I get this from the back office? And your sponsor can, like your sponsors in the upline and the page, like we used to have challenge groups that we had done in our file section. Now we've kind of tried to slim it down, but Wendy, are you her sponsor? Who's her sponsor?
No. I am.
No,
Nancy is. I thought so. I was like,
Nancy.
But, yeah. If you become a coach admin, you have access to all the other groups in the Challenge Tracker app, and they can explain it to you, so you can use their past challenges. There's a lot you can do before you go this route. But if your upline does buy this, they can give you access to since you're all inviting to the same thing, it says like don't share it with other coaches, but if you're all leading groups together or you share costs or whatever, they can give you access to the graphics you would need to use on your stories or, recognition posts and that sort of thing.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else? Or any other questions, Dana?
I'm not even going to go there. I just need to just kind of absorb
it's a lot. In the beginning, it's a lot.
Little tiny bits. Yeah.
It's exciting, but it's a lot.
Yeah, but we'll get you in that workshop, Dana.
Yeah.
Starting on Friday, and I think it'll just kind of ease you into, what to do. I think it'll be a perfect.
That's the word, Wendy. Ease means.
Yes.
I don't want to get overwhelmed. I want to enjoy it and have fun with it, and certainly get people lined up and so forth. But there's so much, so I just kind of have to listen to what you're all saying, but just sit back and get with Nancy.
Yeah,
later
absolutely.
on.
Yeah,
figure it out.
For sure. Yeah, it all makes sense the more that you just do. And like Wendy said, the coach workshop will have you just do the simple things that are necessary each day. And the rest of it is like stuff I would say 85% you don't even need to know now. Like all the stuff and the resources that's out there. So yeah, we're so excited that you're here.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it too. Yeah. Hey, Nancy.
I know, it's so fun to see each other. Oh my gosh, I have to take a picture. I'm so bad at this.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so everybody make a pretty face with your camera. Pretty face with your camera. Ready? Cheese. Got it. Okay. All right. Well, Lori, Nance, do you have anything?
No, I think I'm excited about Friday to see how the workshop goes. I'm excited to do it myself.
Yeah.
So
I know I'm excited to just get in there and share what we're doing. I did talk before you hopped on about some of the stuff that launched at Leadership. So
cool.
Yeah,
okay.
Like 10 rounds in the bar, blend in the bar, and there's a prep week for the work that they're launching for a week.
Okay.
forward. So,
Okay.
and Wendy can catch you up on that stuff too. But yeah,
Hey,
I didn't even ask. What?
Are you gonna post this recording?
Mm-hmm.
Because okay, that'd be great.
Did you not see the
Then I
last
can
one?
get-
Did not go.
Oh, I don't know if I looked for it because I was on.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Just
No,
making
I
sure.
don't know if I looked for it.
Okay.
Okay.
I try.
Yeah.
As soon as the mountain internet uploads it to my computer, and then I upload it to YouTube, and then that uploads it to Facebook, then it'll be out there.
Okay.
Lord.
Okay. No, it's fine because I know Karen's not here, and
Oh,
I know
yeah.
she'll probably want to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be up there for sure. How about you, Wendy? I didn't even ask you.
Okay.
Like, forget Wendy. I'm not asking her. No.
Oh, for what? Sorry.
Anything.
Oh, no, I'm just trying to like stay afloat.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel right now. But yeah, I start my longer hours at school tomorrow. So anyway, I'm just gonna have to start working nights,
Figure out
which is gonna be, I mean, I work nights anyway, so whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
excited for those posts to be easier, so I won't feel like I'm spending as much time on that. And
It's so fast. It's crazy.
I actually, yeah, I do much better when I have a really tight schedule. So this might be really good for me. I don't know.
I do too.
We'll see.
I do much better when I'm under, like, have specific pockets that I have to work. There was one other thing I was going to tell you, and now I can't think of what it is. I'll text you if I.
So
And Wendy, let's talk because I can totally help you. So
Oh,
let's
yeah. And, I think it's just because I did this Atomic Habits book, and then I have to, like, you have to read it, and then you have to decide what's good, and then you got to put it in Canva. I was like, holy crap.
It's a
taking
lot.
forever.
Yeah.
I'm like, I only have, like, so I did already this week or this coming week, and then I only have, like, 4 days left until November,
I know.
next week. So
Yeah.
it's all good.
Well, and this.
But so.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, kind of on a different topic, but Audrey was curious about still meeting up Tuesdays because, she's in it, but she also does other stuff. But, the more we can keep her engaged too, I'm like, well, I can't do any Tuesday meetings anymore, obviously. But if you guys, I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys are going to still try
No,
to
I can
do
still
them.
do it.
yeah, no, I'll do it.
She was wanting to, so.
No, I think
Okay.
getting together is good. And then, who is everybody going to Super Saturday then?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Be there.
With Carol.
And I am not,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
That's all right. You'll be
Yeah.
able to make the next one. They're so much fun.
Cool.
Yeah, and then I will share with you guys. I have to buy my plane ticket still for. That's all right. It's just on the 1st of November. It's fine. I'm
Yeah.
behind on the Diamond Tree buying a plane ticket, but I will go live from there and share with you all the stuff that we're doing. We're going to the Philly Super Sunday, and then we have our own workshops and stuff. So that'll be fun. And also, last thing I'll say, like, and Melanie Mitch always said this, I think they've said it on the National Wake Up Call, like, keeping momentum now is huge because this is when people are like, it's hard, it's holidays, nobody wants to join me, people are backpedaling, like, just keeping up, which is another reason the coach mentorship will be really great for us, is just keeping doing those normal daily tasks, keep you going. Like, a body in motion stays in motion. So just having that momentum, rather, like, if you take your foot off the gas, it's so hard to get going again, even when it's hard. And people seeing you go through this time when it's hard and when it's difficult says so much, so that when they're looking for someone who can help them in January, they'll be like, I'm going to go to that girl because she never stopped. So even if they're not ready to join right now, if they're thinking about a January journey, like, them seeing you work through this and continually inviting, following up with them monthly for the people on your list, like, don't let off the gas for yourself too. Like, this is a time where it's super easy to be like, oh, candy corn and red wine, which I'm not going to say that I had tonight, but and also letting people know that that's okay too, right? Like, don't deprive yourself this time of year. Like, if you just get to maintain and not gain the 15 pounds, that's also huge. Like, the majority of Americans gain like 10 to 15 pounds. So if you can just, like, stay status quo and still do the things you want to do, that's amazing too. So breadcrumb that into, like, staying consistent through the holidays and celebrating life, but still celebrating your health at the same time, all of that, and just don't take your foot off the gas. So if you guys have questions, I'm always here. I'll upload this. I'll put some of those pictures up before I even go downstairs because my kids distract me really fast. So if I leave the room, I'll be in trouble. But yeah, I am so thankful you guys showed up today, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks, Caitlin.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye, everyone.